Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's kind of late at night. It's almost 1 in the morning in my neck of the woods. I'm usually not up this late, or at least I try not to be up this late. But this story just couldn't wait till the morning. And there's two sides of this story. We're gonna get to both of it. So yeah, stick around to the end of the video to find out the whole story about this rather disturbing predicament. Black U.S. lawmaker says white man told her to, quote, go back to where she came from. That, okay, just reading the headline alone, that sounds absolutely terrible. That sounds like something bad has happened. Someone said something terrible, and that sounds bad. Now we're gonna get the what really happened, and you can keep your just. All I ask is that you go into this with an open mind. All right. Whether you're taking, I know people in the comment section are probably already taking sides. The left wing people are probably gonna say this was a hate crime and everything, and the right wing people are probably gonna say it probably didn't even happen. Well, we're going to find out later, but all I ask is that if you go any further, just go in and be willing to have your mind changed, alright? That's all I ask. So, let's get into this article. A pregnant African American lawmaker in Georgia said she was verbally attacked in a supermarket Friday by a middle-aged white man who used profanity, calling her vulgar names and told her to, quote, go back to where you came from, as her 9-year-old daughter looked on. Oh my god, that is... Okay, that's messed up. Now, racism on its own, I find it rather disgusting, as the majority of Americans do, but it's just even worse when you have your 9-year-old daughter watching the whole time. That is truly sickening. Now, that just... there's going to have to be a strong counter argument to this. So this is just this paragraph on its own is already pretty disturbing. Erica Thomas, a Democrat and Georgia state representative from Ottsville, I believe. I don't know the names of places in Georgia, so I may pronounce that wrong. Said the man was irate when she was in an express lane with too many items. First off, don't do that, alright? It's not just, this is just just for everyone out there. If you have more than 10 items in on your, that you're gonna buy, don't go into the express lane, alright? That's for people getting a few things and getting out quick. So, just try to be respectful, alright? So if you have more than 10 things, like if you have like 11 or 12, maybe you can get through. But if you have like 15 plus, not a good idea. Just use the regular lanes. Alright, but that's enough of that. Let's get back to the main story. Alright, I read that. Thomas said she was in a line for customers with 10 items or less because she cannot stand for long periods of time. Well, I guess the pregnancy part, that would probably play a factor in that. And I can understand that if you're trying to get to the express lane, if you're pregnant, I think the majority of people will make an exception, but just don't be doing it all the time. Just what I'm trying to say. Alright, quote, and this white man comes up to me and says, quote, you lazy son of a bitch, excuse my language, Thomas said, sobbing as she describes the confrontation in a Facebook video. We're going to be watching that Facebook video in just a second. He says, quote, you lazy son of a bitch, you need to go back to where you came from. Oh, that is not, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth just reading that. That is just a terrible thing to say. I mean, especially to anyone really, any person that's anyone saying that to anyone is a terrible thing. But still, especially when it's a pregnant lady, that's even worse. Especially when there are little kids there, that's just even worse. So, yeah, already this is looking pretty bad from the perspective of a person that may not know what's going on. Thomas said she was stunned in his anger. I said, sir, you don't even know me. I'm not lazy, I'm 9 months pregnant. There's a big difference there, because yes, there are pregnant people, yes, there are lazy people, there are some lazy pregnant people, but I don't know about her. I mean, I don't think she's lazy. I don't know this lady personally, So I actually never even heard of her, but I can't say if she's lazy or not. But pregnant, I do believe that to be true because I don't see any reason why it would not be true. So, alright. Thomas said she never identified herself to the man as a public official. She said she was so taken aback by his actions that she didn't think to try to record them. That makes sense. If I were being insulted with potentially racist, language like that, I would also be pretty upset and probably not think to record. I mean, I might, maybe if I put in that situation, but I can't tell because I've never been in situations like that. The incident came days after Donald Trump tweeted that 4 congressmen of color, including the U.S. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, should go back to the, quote, broken and crime-infested countries they came from. Okay, we're going to have a discussion about this. Now, if anyone new to the channel, I think it's important that you guys should know that I try to stay as neutral as possible on this channel. I try to take as center view as possible. Now, personally, my own political views, I don't like to get into it too much, but I am slightly center right. But on some issues, I do lean a little bit left. But I try to keep it in the middle as much as possible. Now, yes, I believe Somalia, is where Ilhan Omar came from. At least I could be wrong on that. But yes, if you're referring to Somalia as a broken and crime-infested country, that is absolutely correct. Somalia is a very, very dangerous country, and I'd rather have Ilhan Omar here in America where it's much safer. Now, whether you like her or not, I don't personally agree with Ilhan Omar. I believe she's far too left for me, but that's just my personal opinion. But I would rather have her here in America or Minnesota than over in a dangerous place like that. Now, what Trump said about the former congresswoman, I do not agree with that at all. I looked at the context, and from what I saw, there's not much of a defense to be put up on that. I personally don't agree with those 4 congresswomen. I think they lean way too far left for me, and I believe that's for a lot of people. I think a lot of people agree that they may not agree with him politically, but what Trump said, I mean, I don't agree with it at all. I can't. I do occasionally support Trump on some situations, but in this, I cannot endorse that. Alright, so enough with that, let's get on to the next part. In Thomas's video, she alludes to Trump's attack on Omar. Thomas never mentions Trump by name, but says, quote, there is so much hate in this world and being incited by our president every single day. Now, I think you'd be happier to learn, I mean, not happy, but, happier to learn that most of that hate isn't here in America. I can assure you that America is much less hateful than it was 20, 30, 40 plus years ago. Because, simply put, people are changing. Let's just say that. What was once considered a crazy left-wing, borderline communist idea back in the 1940s and 50s is now considered a right-wing idea. Now, take that as you may, but in some situations I see that as progress. And I do think that progress has been made in this country, but I think there are some places where it could be fixed. And coming from the deep south, like Georgia, that it doesn't surprise me all that much, because anyone that knows basic American history will know that the South is not the most friendly places. It's not a friendly place for people of color in this country, which is extremely depressing. But unfortunately, there's not much a lot of people can do. I mean, if you find a way to stop racism, let me know in the comment section, because that would be a huge breakthrough. But we are going to watch a little bit of this video, because it's a 12-minute video, and I'm trying to keep this video to be, not a half hour long. So let's get into this video. We're going to watch a little bit of it, alright?
So I decided to go live because I'm very upset, because people are getting really out of control with this. with this white privilege stuff.
Time out. What does white privilege have to do with this? I mean, yeah, I don't agree with what the guy said, but what does white privilege have to do in this context? I guess I don't understand that.
I'm at the grocery store, and I'm in the 10 aisle, the aisle that says 10 items or less. Yes, I have 15 items, but I'm 9 months pregnant, and I can't stand up for long.
Okay, in that situation, yeah, I would probably let her through, but I mean, as long as she's not doing this all the time, that's just what I have to say about that.
And this white man comes up to me.
That just cut out of nowhere, because that wasn't me, so I guess that's part of the video.
It says, "You lazy son of a bitch." He says, "You lazy son of a bitch. You need to go back where you came from."
Yeah, that is extremely upsetting to hear, but there is, if you look up here in the in my tabs, there's a tweet that from a reporter that we're gonna get into that in a little bit, but just a quick heads up on that.
And he says that, I said, "Sir, you don't even know me. I'm not lazy. I'm 9 months pregnant." He says, "You're ignorant."
How would she be the ignorant one? Like, I guess maybe he's talking about the checkout, but still, if this is true, which I'm assuming it is, I'm hoping it's not simply because of the fact that I would hate to see someone saying that. But if it's fake, that's kind of bad as well, because faking racism is never a good thing. All right, but we're gonna get into my final thoughts on this in a little bit.
You're ignorant, and I'm not ignorant. And it hurt me so bad. I'm sorry, y'all, because everything in me wanted to just tell him who I am and how I know. But I couldn't get anything out. I could just tell him, "Please leave me alone, please."
I think this helps her case. This seems to be a genuine reaction, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but the way she describes this sounds like this could be a genuine scenario. Now, I know that in the past there's been people that have faked racist scenarios like this, or framing people, which I find to be disgusting, because there's very few things that are worse than genuine racism, and I think faking genuine racism is just as bad, because that doesn't help anything. That just makes tensions between different races much worse, and that's never a good thing. We're trying to make this country more unified, not less unified. And the best way to destroy a country is to divide it on race, and that's not what we want here. We want everyone to be included here in America.
And my child is just sitting right there. He said, "Mama, why would he call you that? Why would he do that?" I can't even explain to her why he has so much hate in his heart. And what he didn't even know is that my daughter had 5 items that she wanted to buy herself. So I really didn't even have that many items, and even if I did, it was just a really... And what are you gonna tell me? I need to go back from where I came from, and that I'm ignorant, and that I am a son of a bitch? I'm in Publix trying to buy...
Alright, well, I think we get the message here. I don't want to... if you want to watch the whole video, I'll leave the link to the article in the top link in the description, so you guys can go check out the full video over there. I'm going to cut that part of the video a little bit short because, well, I don't want to make this a half-hour video, so let's get on to the rest of the article. Thomas told the Associated Press that it appears that the man had already paid for his groceries when he approached her. That's odd. Why would he do that? Like, I'd be willing to bet that most racists won't go out of their way to be racist if they and unless this guy had extra time on his hands, which, I mean, I don't know, but still, that's kind of odd. I don't think that would, I don't know why he would come back just to yell at some woman, if he's already got his groceries done. That doesn't make any sense. Quote, he ran up on me and just verbally assaulted me, she said in the AP interview. At one point, Thomas said the man told her, quote, you people are ignorant. Now that is, of course, extremely offensive and really something that no one should say, so I definitely don't agree with what this person's saying. Thomas said a store employee at some point approached the man and told him to leave. She said she believes that store employees were very slow to respond to the assault. Now, I don't know. I think that if this is all true, which I'm going to assume for the moment that it is, I think the store did a good job on that, kicking the guy out. So, now that we know this representative's side of the story, we're going to go to a different side of the story. A man by the name of Andy NGO, I can't pronounce his last name, I've already covered him in a different video. I think about, he was, if you don't know, this guy he's not really, he's kind of a centrist guy, I would say. I don't know if that's the best word to describe him, but he's not a crazy right-wing guy, alright? Let's just put it like that. Now, Andy has been covering a lot of stuff with Antifa, and was assaulted by Antifa, having milkshakes thrown at him, being assaulted in numerous different ways, while he himself is a gay man. So he is a gay Asian man, which is fine. I don't care what you do or what you look like, but that's kind of what people on the left and Antifa say they're trying to protect. And when they go out assaulting people that they claim they want to protect, not a good image. So, he posted a video. This is from, I believe, a local news station in Georgia. So this is the video of the guy that apparently is the racist in this scenario, and he's going to give his own take on what happened. So we're going to play that.
Exactly what happened.
Can you tell us on camera what happened?
I walked into Publix, bought my 3 items. There were 3 checkout lanes. One was an express. The other 2 were empty. I kept my tongue shut. I walked and paid for my items in one of the empty lanes. This lady I noticed had about 20 items on the conveyor. Okay. I walked up to the 2 customer service associates from Publix, asked them what can be done in a nice manner. They said, corporate policy, we can't do anything, but you as a customer can say something. I took a step outside the store, thought about it, turned around, walked up to Miss Thomas, and said, ma'am, not to be rude, my exact first words, pointing at the sign, which...
That was not included in what she said. So that's a different, that wasn't said in the articles. That wasn't said when the man said not to be rude. That was not even mentioned. It seems like, from her side of the story, it seems like he was a hateful, angry racist. But in this interview right now, he doesn't seem to be an angry, rabid racist. He seems to be just a guy that maybe caught up in a bad situation and was accused of racism when he may not have been actually intending or even being racist at all. So we're going to keep going with this.
Shows it on the surveillance camera, which I've seen already. Point at the sign, 10 items or less. She berates me after that. I don't remember exactly what.
Oh, well, that's a twist. In the article, it said that the guy berated the representative, not the other way around. So that's a twist.
What she said, but on camera she approached me, came towards me as I took a couple steps.
Okay, so there's camera footage of this. Oh, that changes everything completely, because if the lady is moving towards him and the guy's taking a step back, that completely makes this changes everything, because usually when a person is berating someone, if in this scenario, you would assume that the person being a racist would not be taking steps back, because that's not usually, I mean, I'm not an expert on racist people or anything, but I don't think that's how that works.
Back. She said a few words. I do not recall exactly what those words were. I said, you're selfish. She did mention she's 9 months pregnant. I said, it doesn't matter in this case. There's no point on this case. There's 2 empty lines. You don't need to be in express lane. Then I stated, she said a few words. I stated, well, you're selfish little bitch. I did say that.
Okay, so he did swear at the representative, and arguably that's not the best thing to do, but still, I don't believe that if there was any racism at all, it doesn't appear it was intentional. From what I'm seeing from this interview, it doesn't look that this guy is intending to be a racist. I believe maybe it could be construed as racism, but I don't believe it was intended to be racism.
That's all I said after that, and I walked out of Publix. Her words stating on Twitter in her video, stating I told her she needs to go back where she came from, are untrue. I am Cuban. I am not white.
Oh, well, that changes that. I guess that makes it everything different. Unfortunately, it does actually, because according to many people on the left, the only people that can be racist are white people, which is untrue, because if you look at the definition of racism, it does not mention that only white people can be racist. People of all races can be racist towards different races, and it's terrible. If a white person is yelling racial slurs at a black person, it's terrible. If a black person is yelling racial slurs at a white person, it's equally terrible. Now, according to many people on the left, which I don't agree with, they believe that people that are white are the only ones that can be racist. And him being Cuban makes him not white. In fact, he'd be considered Hispanic in their eyes and in many people's eyes. So I guess the people on the far left don't really have a leg to stand on anymore. So that's I guess for those that fringe group, that's I guess they lost that argument. But the way it seems, unfortunately, it looks like this representative may have either taken it the wrong way or completely made this up entirely. Now, I'd like to give the representative the benefit of the doubt, and I'm hoping that she just misheard it or just took it the wrong way. I'm hoping that's the case. And honestly, I don't believe this guy to be a racist. I believe that, yeah, probably none of his business, probably shouldn't have got involved in it. That's personally something I wouldn't have done. But I don't believe that this guy was going in with racist intent. And of course, unlike what many people say, some people would say that it's what they think is what matters. No, intent is what really matters, because if you intend to say something and people take it the wrong way, it can destroy your career. It can destroy everything pretty much. But if you clarify and say what you actually intended to say, like what he's saying here, I think you can be redeemed as long as you make a good point. So either way, that's the video for the night. I know it's late and I usually don't upload on Saturdays or Sundays, but I just had to get this video out. And yeah, longer video. I try to keep them between under 15 minutes usually, but this ran longer than normal. So thank you everyone for watching. Check out all the links in the description. Link to this video as well as from Andy's Twitter account, that'll be in the description. Go check out all the stuff from The Guardian. They were the ones that got this article. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think about this whole situation. And remember, try to be nice in there, alright? I don't want to see anything, any hateful stuff being thrown around. So try to keep it civil, alright? Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Check out the links in the description, as well as to my personal Twitter account, as well as my Discord and my Twitch account. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you guys Monday.